point man secures the opposite bank and signals the patrol leader that it is safe to cross. The flank security rejoins the remainder of the patrol. Arriving in the vicinity of the enemy position, the patrol leader immediately establishes an objective rallying point. Sergeant King and a reconnaissance element now set out to reconnoiter the objective. As the patrol leader scans the area to his front, his eyes dimly discern what appears to be an unusual terrain feature. He attempts to identify it by applying the night vision principle of off-center vision. Off-center vision is accomplished by looking slightly to the left or slightly to the right, above or below, approximately 6 to 10 degrees away from the object you are trying to identify. This procedure also utilizes the rod cells, or your night eyes. When using the starlight scope at night, care must be taken to keep the viewing eye pressed firmly against the eye shield. This will prevent a visible light emitted by the image intensifier tube from illuminating your face and giving your position away. In addition to providing clear, visible images at distances up to 400 meters, the starlight scope is capable of detecting infrared light sources. After sighting the enemy OP, Sergeant King instructs his reconnaissance element on what route they will take to detour the OP in order to gain an advantageous position from which they can observe the objective. If his mission required it, Sergeant King would adjust indirect fires on the enemy position. Instead, he will take detailed notes. The Metascope is a short-range, battery-operated night viewing and detecting device. The viewing eye must be pressed firmly against the eye shield. To obtain a clear image, both the eye and objective lenses must be adjusted. The Metascope requires an infrared light source for illumination. This light source projects a beam of invisible infrared light to an object, which reflects the light back to the receiver, where it is converted to a visible image. Because of its light source, the device is subject to detection by the enemy if he possesses night vision equipment. To minimize detection, the operator must first scan an area with the viewing device alone to determine if the enemy possesses infrared light sources. If none are evident, the infrared light on the Metascope may be turned on. If the enemy does have the capability, the device will not be used. Upon completion of his notes, the patrol leader will return to the objective rallying point and give his men a short briefing on the results of his reconnaissance. Immediately after the briefing, the patrol starts back to its unit. The point man halts the patrol. Sergeant King moves forward to make an estimate of the situation. Under orders not to make contact with the enemy, the patrol leader signals his men to take up firing positions in the event a fight cannot be avoided. If the patrol's mission permitted contact, the men would engage the enemy, employing the quick kill method of firing. Quick kill enables a soldier to deliver effective, unaimed fire up to a distance of 50 meters. It requires a rifleman to point his weapon in the direction of the target. He obtains a good stock weld and extends his lead hand well beyond the balance of the weapon. The leading or pointing hand will naturally align the weapon on the target.